Glad to have you join us again. It's still Business Breakfast on iBrandTV. Ambrose Omodin joins me live in the studio as we look at market. But before then, let's tell you that after a continuous decline, Nigeria's equities market experienced a turnaround on Thursday as it surged by 1.62% to reach a closing value of 565 billion naira. The all-share index experienced a rise reaching 65,204.82 index points, while the equities market capitalization also grew, concluding at 35.483 trillion naira. However, the market recorded positive return year to date also increased to 27.23%. On Thursday, the most actively traded stocks in the market included FBN Holdings, Fidelity Bank, Universal Insurance, Transcorp PLC, and United Bank of Africa. Ambrose Omodin, Chief Research Officer, Invest Data Consulting, joins me now live in the studio as we do some analysis of these figures. I also make projections as the trading activities for the week come to an end. Ambrose, good morning. Always a pleasure having you on the show.
Thanks for having me, blessed.
We're having a conversation before we came on air. A mixed market again we saw today. You said that on Wednesday and it has played out. What is the fundamentals or the sentiment responsible for this?
Yeah, for me, the market is still doing what it's supposed to do at this time. I tell you that in equity investment, timing is very, very key.
Okay.
You don't just say that coming to the market anytime, go back. No. Understand how the market moves. That movement in the market is what creates wealth for investors. Yes, we know that there are factors that drive the movement in the stock market. And if in any investment, any assets you are trading, if you are in bond, you are in cryptocurrency, you are in FS, there's something that triggers that. That fundamental is very, very important. But the most important thing there is sentiment. Sentiment that provides liquidity. Because without sentiment, you lose liquidity in the market. Now we are seeing that investors are coming back to take position in Dangote cement. Don't forget that when the market is trading above 65,000 mark, it was the loss or sell-off in Dangote cement that put the market below 500 basic point. But now, yesterday we saw investors also going back to that same stock again. We see activities increasing. That volume also was up, and that came back also above 65% thousand mark. For me, it's a good one for the market. And also, don't forget that, like I said last time, that as speaking now, earnings has continued to hit the market.
Yeah.
Even the one that came from Presco, one that came from Corner to Insurance, it's an impressive number. But market is here to react to these numbers because of what? All eyes are on what? On the ministerial list. Let's see portfolio assigned to each person. Also, during their confirmation or their interview or their screening, we saw how most of them spoke, and also there is a sign where they are going. Yes, yesterday we were calling that FS on the black market, I hit almost 950. I think they call in Nigeria. There's no what called black market. The official estimate is what is the I and E window.
Yeah.
Since it's above below 85, but that it's somewhere around 85. It's still high, but I believe that it's now done on CBN to start intervene. But I said it in the that before you unify exchange rate, you need to work prepare for it. We just came and just jump into it. But yesterday also said that inflow for interest also improve again, and according to the report that I read yesterday, but we need to do more so that this FS will be available in the market. That demand also will move align with supply, because if demand is high any time, because it's a free market, I say demand and supply should determine price. When demand is high, I want to see what NFS going on. That means it's the time for them to know when to intervene and when to stay back, so that massive stability to attract foreign investors. Because if you want to attract foreign investment now, you have to be very careful, because especially what is happening in Sahara Africa, also in
Niger
region.
Yeah.
Many foreign investors will be very careful to come to Nigeria or to come to this region. But because our market has been driven by local investors till now, I believe that to still support our market. But until we see anything that comes from the first-tier banks that will not turn the tide of the market now to see where the market will go. After the market has tested 66,000 and pull back, once we see this first-tier bank result, if they beat expectation, we want to see it, because the other banks that have come, I have seen earlier that they perform impressively. That means if that trend is sustained, for me there's no cause for alarm. But good thing is that you don't play equity market with guess or without having a plan to trade. That means if we understand what you are doing, you have to have your objective. People that borrow money to trade, the way they trade is not for people that have their own money. So that objective you have, that will guide you kind of stock you buy and kind of stock you should hold, or the kind of you also sell. And once you have your plan you are trading, you know when to exit the market and when to enter. For me, there's no fear anymore, but all eyes on a physical trigger. Yes, if we can see the portfolio assignment and also see those manning those various ministry bringing out plans to guide where they are going, in time with what the president's vision is as a team, that will also guide investors where to be at the right time. Because this is not time to just say you are throwing bandwagon or in the market for being in the market, you must have reason being in the market at this point.
All right, so much to talk about, but then again, time is really not our friend, but we need to go now. But before we wrap up on this segment, there's some concerns that I want to raise here, and I get your reaction to them. 9 firms actually lost 960.18 billion naira due to the new Forex policy in the second quarter of this year. Now, how is the market reacting to this, and what's the share value for this country? Are you seeing, for these companies rather, are you seeing a decline? And these companies, in case you're interested, MTN Nigeria, Airtel Africa, Dangote Cement, Dangote Sugar, Nestle Nigeria, MRS Oil and Gas, Guinness, and Nigerian Breweries, and also Seplat. These are the 9 companies that are actually affected by the new Forex policy. What's their share value like at the NGS?
For me, if I get that figure correct, MRS posted impressive number, not a loss. That means better compared.
We're looking at all this 9 companies. They recorded a loss altogether of 960.8 billion.
Very impressive number. But for other like mentioned, like now in Nigeria, what's called Nestle.
Yeah.
Yes, Nestle posted a very bad number as a result of this first as we mentioned. But I believe that it's one-off thing. But for Nestle, investors have to be very careful because the loss have gone to affect the shareholders' fund.
Okay.
I mean, you have to be very careful because when you have a negative shareholder fund, dividend possibility is slim. Or they will do a call financial engineering. Before, if not, when you have a negative shareholder fund, that means your retained earnings is already in loss for them. Because we are paying dividend is high, unless you're able to come out of it and continue. But for me, I believe that for MTN recorded a decline, not already a loss. Yeah, but for Airtel, sorry, a loss there. But I believe that this one-off thing, and also is not done on the economic team of the president or the economy or the country. So that let's make sure that this sector is one that employs Nigeria, that creates the employment. That means let's make sure that efforts become stable, and that also will come and help them to sort out their problem. But I believe that it's a one-off thing. Because of this revaluation we're seeing, that exchange that brought us about stability. Once we stabilize in it and we continue, that will, but it will take the time for them to also really wipe away their loss. For me, there's no cost for that. But investors should know that even when there's a loss position, all their stocks decline.
Yes.
But as we speak now, because it got to a strong support level, it's also passing back again in the market. There's no cost for alarm for that. But know why you are in a stock, and don't stay in stock that you are not sure of what is happening there.
All right, Ambrose, I need to let you go now, but before then, in 30 seconds, what's the projection for today's trading activities at the NGS?
Yes, I told you that this week we expect to see a mixed trend, who's already was seen already. But today being the last trading day, if there will be any loss, it will be marginal. There will any gain also be manageable. Why I say so? This morning was market opening also in green. Okay. But before midday, when you see high cap stock dropping in price, it might change what we are seeing this morning. That's why I say how to see a mixed trend before the end. But it's a good thing that from next week when we see the what we call inflation
figure. Yes, because I was going to ask about that, but time is really not our friend on that. Yes,
change the whole
position.
Exactly, because liquidity, if you see that it is spike above 23, that will also change fund flowing from one angle to the other. Because in the equity market or in the financial market, so of course circular flow of fund from one instrument to another instrument, for where you can make a good return on lower risk.
All right, Ambrose Omodion, Chief Research Officer, Invest Data Consulting Limited. As always, thank you for your insight and also in-depth analysis on market activities at the NGS. We'll leave all other fundamentals for analysts hangouts where we have enough time to deal with them decisively. Thank you so much for your time. Always on the show. Now, coming up on the show now after this break, as economic sanctions on Niger continues to mount on, the Republic of Niger has closed its airspace due to the threat of intervention as the junta defied a deadline from the West African bloc, ECOWAS, to reinstate democratically elected President Mohamed Bazoum or face possible military action. What are the implications of this development on the Nigerian aviation sector? Answers to this question will be our focus on the first interview segment on the show. Also, amidst the rising cost of baking materials, cake makers in the countries are confident about the economic contribution of the industry to the overall growth of the economy only if the government give more attention to the industry to enable it to thrive and become a source of revenue to the nation. This will be our focus on the second part of our interview segment. And finally, oil prices were largely unchanged in Asia morning trade as investors weigh optimism demand forecast for OPEC plus producers group against mixed economic data in top importer China. Let's go talking after the break. Just stay with us.